Hey, possible spoiler. Have we already gotten to the part where he goes to that guy?
Wow, what are you drinking?
I had an 8% stout.
Well, there you go.
Hey, get in here. Dallas is about to start.
Welcome to the Ewing Barbecue, where we don't give power, we take it. My name is Mary.
And I'm Sarah.
And I'm Josh, damn it.
Josh, damn it. I like that. I think there's a YouTube personality named Josh Darn It. Did you know that?
And who are you?
I think my name's Melanie. I think.
You think.
I don't know.
Therefore you are.
My brain is fried
Last
right
time
now.
you checked.
Yeah.
To start us off, I'm going to thank our Patreon supporters. I would like to give a big thank you to Steve R., Anita R., and Kristen C. And I would like to thank Brad M. for being our very last donor for our bourbon fund. Unfortunately, PayPal is discontinuing the service for that, so we are closing that down. But if you would like, until we figure something else out, honestly, if you would like to just give us like a little extra buck or two when you have it, I have a Venmo.
Yeah, I have Venmo too.
Which is Girl Scout. It's GRRLSKOUT. I'll put it in the show notes just in case. Heck, I'm not gonna say no. So
That would be
I
awesome.
live for Venmo's comment feature. Those are the
Venmo's the best.
best things ever.
I like the little pictures.
Venmo is one of my best things. Mm-hmm. You like what?
I like the little pictures you can put in your little descriptions of what you did on Venmo when you send money.
Yes, me too.
Yes.
Yes. Let's get it right out of the way. I'm hitting the bourbon this evening because it's been a busy time and it's going to continue to be busy for a while. Things are going on and it's bourbon time. And it keeps us warm going into the winter.
Totally.
That is right.
Because it's starting to get cold here in the north.
It's going to be 52 here tomorrow. That's cold for us.
It's going to be 39 here tonight, and I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, we had a high of 42 today, so.
I sent that cold weather down to you, Melanie, just to
You suck.
remind
Take
you
it back.
remind you of home.
Nobody wants it. Take it back. Go away.
I'll take it back only if there's snow attached to it.
Oh, God, you can have it all.
But I have a question. What are all y'all's drinking?
I'm sipping a little bourbon tonight, too.
No way.
I actually just have a beer tonight. Just an old beer.
You like have the Ray Crab special? I'll have a beer. I'll have a draft beer.
I'll have a beer. At the bar.
I have a water beer tonight. Not a fancy beer like you
Michelob
guys.
Someone has to pull a Donna and have a glass of wine.
White wine.
Yes.
I wish I did. I don't have
Melanie,
any.
enlighten us with what your wonderful choice is this evening for drinks.
It is S'more Stout by Untitled Art.
I never know what she's coming up
Nice.
with. I love it.
Untitled Art is in Wisconsin.
Nice.
We're light on birthdays this week. Today is he would be 62 was Timothy Patrick Murphy, who played Mickey Trotter.
Oh.
Was born in 1959, November 3rd. Kate Reed played his Aunt Lil. Was born in 1930, November 4th. And, of course, our own Deborah Renard, who just had a show out in L.A. with Al Sapienza from The Sopranos. Her birthday is 62nd birthday. She was born 1959, so she is actually a day younger than Timothy Patrick Murphy.
Wow.
Sunday, November 7th, is the 17th anniversary of Return to South Fork, which aired in 2004.
Oh, wow.
Which also is the same day that
17.
Howard Keel passed away.
Oh,
that's right.
November 10th is Jack Scalia's birthday, who played Nicholas Pierce. He was born 1950, so he is 71.
Nicholas.
Hotness.
I love Nicholas.
And the 13th is Dak Rambo, born in 1941.
Yes.
Love him.
I love him.
And Daniel Pylon, who played Ronaldo Marqueta, was born in 1940 on that date.
Ronaldo Marqueta.
And if you stretch it out to November 14th, Chris Dimitrol, who played Christopher Ewing in J.R. Returns, was born 1976.
Then,
So that makes him
then stretch
that makes
out a
him
little.
45. That makes him 45, like Omri Katz is 45.
Then stretch it out a little
Not me.
further.
Nope, not going beyond the 14th right now.
No.
Saving that for another
Oh,
episode
you're not gonna.
later in the month.
Sarah just wants to talk about her
All I
birthday.
can say is, it's my birth. It is. It's day 2 of my birthday month.
And who shares
that's all I
birthday?
wanna
Who
say.
shares your birthday with you?
Christopher.
number 2.
To Joshua Harris.
Yeah, I do know that.
Same day, same year.
He's 78, right?
Yes, November 27th, 78.
Yeah, we're. If I can find out what time he was
born
born. I was born 3:23 a.m. I
AM,
think.
what time zone?
AM. It is.
Central. Okay.
Central.
And he's probably born in California, so he would have. Obviously, he's a little younger than you, probably. Unless he was born at midnight. Nope, that still would have been 3 a.m. your time, so you would have been born. You win.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Anyway,
That's all you got?
that's all I have too.
Melanie, do you have anything for us?
I do not.
The only other thing I have is just a reminder about the Days of the Dead convention in Chicago on November 19th through 21st, in which Priscilla Presley will be there, and so will 3 of us. So let us know if you would like to meet up in Chicago, or if you'd like to, also go see Priscilla Presley, because who wouldn't? All right, so that's it. All right, tonight we are talking about Season 4, Episode 10, Executive Wife.
You have an admirer, the new publisher of Dallas Life magazine.
I've been watching the session. Let's hope that this is the beginning of a long and interesting relationship.
You gave me the power to run that company, and I intend to run it.
Nobody gave you power. Real power is something you take.
All you care about is your business.
Did it ever occur to you that I might need a little support from you now and then?
I've closed this restaurant for 2 hours, which means I've only got 2 hours to get you as interested in me as I am in you.
It was written by Rena Down, directed by Leonard Katzman, and aired January 9th, 1981.
And some casting notes. Joel Fabiani, a veteran of commercials, who also played King Gallon on Dynasty, joins the cast as Alex Ward. William Smithers makes his first appearance as Jeremy Wendell, and he went on to play him in 53 episodes from between seasons 4 and 5 and 8 through 12. He was also on Peyton Place. And this episode was number 1 for the week with a 33.9 rating. And Lee McCluskey actually enjoyed having the chance to work opposite Jim Davis in some scenes, who says that Jim really was the heart of the show. Him and his wife Blanche really gave some grounding to Dallas. And ABC's answer to Dallas Dynasty premiered 3 days after this episode aired, which Joel Fabiani ended up appearing on, as I had mentioned. And that is all the trivia.
Cool. Nice.
Let's do it.
So we open it on a modeling shoot in downtown Dallas, where they're modeling fur coats in Dallas.
Fur coats in the middle of Dallas? What time
Right.
of year is this, people?
Ridiculous. It's probably 60 degrees. Everyone's cold. Southerners, am I right?
Melanie.
That took way too long, Melanie.
I'm sorry. I had to think for a minute. I was like, wait, I've been acclimated. Like, I'm sitting in my house where it's like 68 degrees and I had to put on a sweatshirt because I'm cold.
This photo shoot,
Yeah,
though,
that makes
that
sense.
Jackie and Pam were doing was in the middle of the day, and they're wearing fur.
Yeah.
So.
I'm sure that it's a photo shoot for an ad campaign, so it's probably for like a couple months in the future, so that makes sense. But I think I figured out Pam's job, you guys.
Yes.
I have a theory.
Okay.
I think she is an in-house art director. I think they have their own in-house advertising, and I think she's an art director. It's the only thing that makes sense to me.
And I think that makes sense. And also she has a getting worse mullet.
Yeah. It's going bad ways.
It's
getting like
definitely
shorter on the
getting
side.
worse.
I feel like it's almost
Yeah, I'm making
it's
notes.
a reverse like a Farrah Fawcett. Oh God.
We're not going Billy Ray Cyrus mode here, are we?
No. It's like reverse feathered because feathered would go out and it's kind of going in and it just keeps getting shorter.
Yes, and then I just can't wait till the perm comes.
It's
Like I'm
coming.
making notes, and
It's
every
coming.
time I hate her hair.
It's coming, Elizabeth. This is the big one.
It is.
So Alex Ward is his car looks like something out of Dynasty, which is a kind of fitting since he would end up on Dynasty. It's one of those weird like
Yeah, it's a fancy car.
Yeah, is it a Rolls Royce?
Rolls Royce. I don't know. I saw it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, it probably is. It's an expensive one, whatever it is.
What do y'all think about him? That character?
I think
I'm not sure yet.
He comes over. He says he hopes it's the beginning of a long and interesting relationship.
He seems like
I'm immediately thinking
typical
sleaze.
80s sleazy, 70s, 80s sleazy guy. Douchebag, yeah.
Douchebag, yeah.
As the episode
100%.
goes on, I am kind of leaning heavily into that thinking because he knows she's a married woman.
And that doesn't
She makes no
He doesn't even have
she
the
makes no
respect.
secret out of it because she even says that she's waiting for her husband to pick her up for lunch and stuff like that.
And he's like immediately like, oh, he's late. Oh, like he's like, there is trouble, but he's like taking every morsel of trouble and like amplifying it.
Yeah, he's working every angle.
Which is crazy because, I mean, Bobby Ewing is an executive, like, especially since JR's been injured. Like, he's going to be busy. He may be late. Like, what the fuck is the big deal?
Right.
He's canceling too much.
Well, yeah. Alex Ward doesn't know that.
But he's being a dick around this time. Yeah, Alex Ward doesn't know.
No.
Bobby Ewing is an early version of cancel culture because he keeps canceling on Pam.
That is literally not what cancel culture. Ah ha ha ha. Okay.
Yeah, but so we go to Ewing Oil and we get our first scene with Jeremy Wendell.
I love Jeremy.
What's his real name?
William Smithers. He's still alive. He's 94.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
Smithers, excellent.
He Mr. Bond, Mr.
Do you
Burns.
remember when he?
He's not the oldest living cast member though. That's Priscilla
Pointer. Yeah. But do you remember, Josh, when he discovered one of the Dallas forums or websites or whatever? Right? Like he was in his 80s at least, if not. Maybe. Do you remember when he discovered that and was like posting on there? At least I think it was.
He was?
Vaguely,
Yeah.
yes.
So cool.
Vaguely. This was in the probably pre-2010. It was at least a decade ago, if not more.
And there was a point where he was doing some like local access television out in the West Coast or something like that.
Oh my God. I love Jeremy Wendell. He's just so catty. So good.
In every
And
episode.
he's kind of slimy too.
But it's interesting because he said in his first few episodes, starting with this one, he really was not comfortable with the character yet because he was still searching for how he wanted to play Wendell. And as the episodes went on, his confidence started to grow into how he would portray him later in the series. And you could obviously you're going to see a real growth in his character as...
And obviously it worked because his character is he plays him well, I think. And he's like one of those evil guys that you love to hate. Because I do he's one of my favorite bad guys.
I picture like the twirly mustache villain type of a...
Yeah.
He wants Bobby to get out of the contract with Brady York, and he's offering him $2 per barrel more than market value. And Bobby can't...
catch?
Bobby can't do that to Brady. Well, he always... This is the first of many times he's going to remind us that Westar is one of the 8 largest independent oil companies in the world.
I always think of Westar as being like the big league, and Ewing Oil is like the smaller guy, scrappy.
Right.
Like Exxon versus Sunoco or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
They still have billions behind them, but it's like how many billions?
Right. Exactly.
Yes. But Bobby can't. He has an honest. It's honesty and friendship that is keeping this deal with Brady York.
Right. He's making like a heart decision instead of like a business head decision with it.
To which Jeremy Wendell says, running a business on honesty and friendship, soon you won't have a business to run if you keep doing it that way.
And he's not wrong.
Well, that's a bleak way to look at it.
I mean, I don't know. Like he seemed, I don't know. I understand what Bobby's doing in the law. He's trying to be a good guy, but this seems like, I don't know, maybe not the smartest thing.
He's got to come up. Little does he know, he needs to come up with this money, the cash reserves, to be able to pull off his deal with Jordan Lee. Mm-hmm. So
right.
He thinks it's in the bank, but we'll find out what's going on with that.
He does. He tells Connie to set up a lunch with Tom Selby, and then she's like, "Yeah, but you're having lunch with Pam," and he's like, cancel it, because I can't do it." Bobby, not good.
What's that line you always say for JR?
I usually say "fuck you, JR," but I am saying "fuck you, Bobby" a lot because I wrote in my notes that I'm getting sick of him.
He's basically turning into an ass.
That's what exactly I wrote. I put he's an asshole.
He's being a total ass. Like he can't seem to handle the whole thing, and he's like kind of just taking it out on Pam, really.
Perhaps he needs a South Fork branding iron taken to him being an ass.
Damn.
Ow.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty intense.
He might like it.
He might, yeah.
Put him in the stocks there, like they.
Bobby's really vanilla.
So they make you think he is, but you never know.
That's true. So you never know. And then JR comes in to try to like get the scoop on the whole situation.
Excuse me, drink. He parks in front of the building again.
There's that magical parking space, yeah.
I would love to have seen an episode where they have to ride around and look for a parking space. Right? Just once.
Nah, you know they've got the street blocked off in the morning because they're filming.
Well, if they had ever had a Christmas episode and they had to go to the mall, they wouldn't be finding a parking space in front of the mall.
They'd be doing valet at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did the Galleria have valet parking? I don't think.
In the 80s, I'm sure they did. My stupid mall in my small town had valet. So.
Wow.
None of ours.
Whatever
did.
fancy mall they
That's
had
a way
in
to make some
Dallas
good money.
definitely had valet.
So JR goes in and he's talking to Luella about what's going on because he saw Jeremy Wendell going out. And Luella tells him that the real action is Jordan Lee in the deal for $12 million. And Connie comes back from the bathroom and kind of gives JR and Luella almost like the stink eye. You know what I mean, Melanie? She gives him like the stink eye of like, oh, what are you two up to? You evil people plotting.
The stink eye, like kind of the sideways.
Yeah.
I don't really think she has anything to give the stink eye to anybody about, but whatever.
Wait,
Connie gives she comes back from the bathroom and she
did because she was listening. She did because when she walked in, she knew they were talking and she was kind of going, like y'all are up to something. You know what I mean?
Connie gives a stink eye to JR and Luella. Every time she sees Luella, she gives her the stink eye. She does not like her.
I would give Luella the stink eye too. Now, Connie, giving it to, but don't. Connie is fiercely protective of Bobby.
She is.
Yes.
Like fiercely loyal, fiercely protective, and I worry about that a little.
And if Pam weren't around, Connie would be jumping all over that.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like she's loud. Connie's feelings are loud.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have to say a word. She's loud.
Mm-mm. And Bobby has no clue.
He has no idea.
Of course he doesn't.
Do they ever? No.
No.
You know what's a sad side note is that I'm sure we brought it up before, but Jenna Michaels, who played Connie, actually died May 23rd, 2018 from lymphoma.
Oh.
Lymphoma.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
She's
That
fairly
is sad.
young.
I think she's gone. I
Yeah.
think Luella is
Yeah.
gone.
Wow, she's young too.
Luella?
Yeah. Obviously, Jackie is gone. Sherilyn.
Jackie's gone, yeah.
Katzman Ratino. Tina Louise outlasted them. Wow. Okay. She outlasted the cast of Gilligan's Island, too.
Damn, she
Go
did.
Tina Louise.
She can hang out with Betty White.
Okay, so we cut to Pam having dinner with,
Sam, no.
Pam and Alex Ward. They're together. Bobby is late for lunch, and you think he's not going to show, but he pulls up, and you're like, "Yay, Bobby!" And then you're let down because he's like, "Oh, I came to tell you that I can't go."
He's going to the accountant's office. Where is the accountant? I thought they were in the same building.
Right.
I thought they were in the same
I don't
building.
know
Where
who
is
the
this
accountant
accountant's
is, but-
office?
They're on another floor. Aren't they on another floor?
That's what I thought.
what
So
he's
why is
saying.
Bobby driving over to tell her that he can't go to lunch?
Right.
Because he's on his way to the accountant's office.
Just to make it extra painful.
Because they don't have cell phones.
Never mind.
They don't have cell phones, and she's on location doing a fashion shoot. So he decides to go and make her look like a big fucking dumbass in front of everybody. And then she had just told Alex, "Hey, my husband's on his way to come take me to lunch. I'm so excited." And he pulls him and he's like, he didn't even stop.
He did.
He basically slowed down and said, "Fuck off, bitch," and then kept driving. I was like,
That
"Oh my
might
God,
be
he's gonna
the
run
best
over her
synopsis
toes."
I've heard in a long time.
100%.
Short and sweet.
It's a drive-by rejection.
A drive-by
Bye,
rejection.
bitch. That's good. I like that drive-by
God.
rejection.
Well,
He's such a
They
douchebag.
got nothing.
so annoying.
McDonald's has got nothing on them. Forget the drive-through Big Mac. It's the drive-through rejection.
I know that. I remember life before cell phones. Now, wouldn't you call that place and have a message delivered?
Yeah. If you can
I would, but
That's
she
how-
is on
If
a
you can-
she is
In
on
the late
location.
90s,
Call
I'd
a
get hold of
restaurant.
people, if I had to, when I was babysitting their kids and they didn't have a cell phone, I'd like call the restaurant and be like, I need these people if you can find them.
How many times do they call a restaurant on the show and bring the phone to the table?
Oh, thank you.
Right.
You'd
Exactly.
be like, Mrs. Ewing, there's a phone call for you.
My exact notes
Or
say,
there's a message from your husband.
oh, I got more. Hold on. I think I did this sound effect, but my notes, it's exactly what they say. Bobby pulls up very late, pulls up, honks like an asshole, dick move, tells her he can't make it, he's meeting with his accountant, and then just drives away. Pam looks so dumb. Bobby is a dick. Those are my exact notes.
All accurate. I stand by all of that.
Mary, add your line again.
Fuck you, Bobby.
That is right. That's 2 for this episode so
Damn.
far. We're not even halfway in it.
Damn it, Bobby.
There's about 4 more of
Damn it,
those
Bobby.
All
coming.
through this one.
Bobby, you are quickly turning into JR.
Yeah, so then we got to the Cattlemen's Club.
So she decides to go to lunch with Alex
Yes.
Ward. Just to
Yeah, as she should. I wrote in my
Yes.
notes that she should go to lunch with him. She should. No reason not to.
But she's doing it out of spite.
Well, yeah.
This one, not so much. The next one, she very much
you were
does.
saying the Cattlemen's Club.
The dinner.
And Punk
The
has his
Cattlemen's
ascot
Club.
on.
His lovely ascot.
I think we should have Punk Anderson and Dusty rest in peace, Dusty. Dusty Farlow with an ascot off.
Ascot. With his ascot off.
Yeah, I
Sounds
agree.
kinky.
It does. It does. It's like a dance off, but with ascots.
Yes.
I'm making that note as well. Hashtag ascot off.
So I'm gonna call these
As a
Du Bois, Du Bois with Jock,
Bois.
JR, Punk, Pat, and Ray.
Pat Powers.
Pat Powers.
Pat Powers.
That's what, okay. I was doing that downstairs, and I know my neighbors think I'm crazy, but it sounds like to me, it's like Pat Powers, like a little kid that can't say his R's or something. I don't know. It's like Pat Powers.
Yeah,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I just want to
Power,
know how
pull
many
some power,
times
pull
it
some
took
power.
Jim Davis to get through saying one of those names, because remember what he did with Smithfield and Bennett? Smithfield and Wesson.
I couldn't even say that, I don't think.
Bennett and Williams.
Smith and Wesson.
I don't know where
Smith and Wesson, get me a gun.
That's a
Smith and
gun.
Wesson. Well, then
Yeah,
he
I was
said
like,
Bennett and
that's a
Williams. He's
gun.
like, well, I don't want to know where Williams came from, but it was great. God bless Jim Davis.
Yeah.
Lord.
So they're convincing Jock to go in on the Takapa deal. But Ray worries about potential environmentalist blowback from that situation. Because
Ray's like, the environmentalists are going to have a problem with this, guys. And they're like, pah, environmentalists, whatever.
Whatever. Pam asks Connie to have Bobby call her when he returns from lunch.
And Connie's like,
sure.
Scene.
Yeah.
Okay, wife.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all right.
So then
I'll
Bobby
make sure
gets
to
home
do that,
to an
Pam.
So Bobby gets home to an empty driveway, and I believe this may was it this one? This was the last episode with scenes filmed on location
For the season?
for the season. Yes.
Okay.
So that's why Bobby's car pulls into the driveway. We won't be seeing that soon. You won't be seeing those nice.
It's about halfway through the
driving
season, so
shots.
that makes sense.
Yeah. And
JR's in a sexy
JR
robe.
got back. He got back from the Cattlemen's Club very quickly and changed into that robe with a cowboy hat.
Yeah, he did. It's his thing.
Who the fuck wears a cowboy hat with a robe and
J.R. Ewing does. J.R. Ewing. He's like, I'm sorry if I can't wear the safari outfit anymore. Blue robe and cowboy hat. Sorry, it's the way it is.
J.R. motherfucking Ewing.
I'm J.R. Ewing. I don't get ulcers. I give them.
Yeah.
We believe that.
Yeah. Bobby tells JR about the Jordan Lee deal, and apparently he wants $12 million, but Bobby said that it was actually $50,000 down and the rest on demand. And JR said, "Oh, yeah, take the deal. Take that deal. That's a good deal. Take that deal."
Yeah.
Because JR already knows something. JR's like watching the two ships getting ready to come and collide into each other. And he knows that
and
they're
enjoying
coming.
every second of it. Yeah, of course he
Yes. Because JR's got nothing to do but sit by the pool in his robe and hat,
Right.
reading the newspaper.
And then Sue Ellen saunters down the stairs in her sexy bathing suit and starts just openly taunting Bobby. Which is a pretty hot take, I think, Sue Ellen. Like, all right.
And this hot take is not the flex she thinks it is.
And it's not the flex she thinks it is. And she's like, you're JR's little brother. I'm like, okay, Sue Ellen, like, what is happening right now? She's having her own, like, fight. And Bobby's just confused by the whole thing. Like, all right. I thought we were
Sue
friends,
Ellen,
but...
You and your multiple personalities came out to play again. Cheers.
Right. So
just cut it out, Sue Ellen.
This is what she does, though. When she and JR are good, she, fuck everybody else. But when JR and her are bad...
everybody else.
Everybody. Yeah. Literally. Yep. Her allies. Look what she's doing to Bobby.
She tears them down when she doesn't need them.
Bad idea.
Yep. Bad. That's not... You're not a good friend, Sue Ellen. I'm going to make that call. Not a good friend.
All I put was, what the fuck are you doing? Because you have cover-ups are really cool in the 80s. Like those satiny looking ones or the see-through ones. Like, why doesn't she have a cover-up on?
Because the network wants a little more TNA.
Yeah, but you don't walk into your in-laws' house. It's like she's walking around naked.
Yeah. They're like, Dynasty's about to start, so we have to start bringing out the boobs.
That's right.
It's the Todd show. Tits and ass.
Anyway, she's being a bitch.
Oh, she is.
She's being a bitch.
She's being a sexy bitch, though. That's the point.
It's one of those.
She is very sexy bitch.
It's one of these, you don't exist to me unless I need something from you type of things.
Yeah.
But worse than that, I will tear you down because I don't need you right now.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully you will be there when I need you.
Oh my God. And
later.
Sue Ellen, I mean,
right.
Spoiler alert, she will learn. But, she's got to learn that she can't do that. Especially Bobby. Yeah, he's being a dick right now, and he's an asshole, but that has to do with his marriage. He's one of the most loyal people, to the people he loves, no matter, what, he will go back and fight for them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And she's part of his family.
And has stood up for Sue Ellen so many times.
Yeah, remember when they were, the paternity test, and she was all upset. Who was comforting her on the porch? Bobby. Why would you turn around a few months later and just be a complete bitch? Fuck off. You know,
Because-
you can totally be supportive of your husband and totally be like, "Hey, Bobby, you doing okay?"
She's like one of those wind socks that hangs outside your house.
She's
It
shifty.
goes whichever way the wind blows is which.
She's shifty.
Yeah. She's fickle.
Yes. So.
Then Bobby and Pam scene. Because he's been calling around looking for her. And then she finally comes in the room. And,
What?
and
Slams
he's
her
all like,
purse on the
what's
dresser.
wrong?
She slammed her purse on the dresser.
I can't imagine. Yeah, because she's pissed.
You
And
oblivious.
like, oh my God, Bobby, you have no clue why she's mad? Jesus.
He's such a man.
He's the worst.
No offense, actually, tons of offense, Josh.
And then so she then
Screw you.
explains about her mom, and then she asks if he really cares about her at all, which is a fair question. And he gets all pissy about it and immediately just goes on the defensive, and he's all about, oh, the company. And then he's like, oh, that has to come first right now because it's been so hard on me. Boo-hoo, Bobby. Boo-hoo. He's such a privileged, spoiled brat in this scene.
He is.
It's kind of like the time that he showed up at her office to take her out, and then she had to work, and he got all pissy and stormed out.
Yeah.
Like a big fucking baby.
Yeah, he's just a spoiled brat. Like, he's used to getting everything his way and everyone being all concerned about him. And when it's like his turn to, like, yeah, you have shit going on, but so does she. You can try to balance that a little bit. But instead, he's
Storms out of the house and goes to the condo.
right. Yeah, he storms out of the night and he's staying the night at the condo just because he's getting called out on his jackassery and he can't handle being called out on it.
Exactly what it is.
I have a question for Bobby Ewing. How is the view? Your head is so far up your ass. I want to know how the view is out of your mouth.
That's true.
Then we cut to pre-dinner drinks.
JR is happy at Bobby
Yeah.
and Pam's troubles.
Mitch gets there.
Of course he is. He's just reveling in it.
His wonderful grin.
This scene is very interesting,
Yeah. Miss Ellie likes Mitch.
right? Then they announce their engagement, and Miss Ellie, she may like Mitch, but she says, "Oh no."
I know.
She's just like, oh no, Lucy.
And then she doesn't really say anything else.
Right. She's just like, oh shit. Because she's like, I like Mitch. Like, she's like, it's moving in the right direction. Okay, whatever. And then Lucy's just like, we're getting married. And she's like, no, that's not what I meant.
And Jock goes, I like Jock's reaction. Just what are you two talking about? Jock, she said she's getting married. Do you know what that means? Do we need to slow it down for you, pal? Were you breathing too many fumes in your wildcatting days that's affected your brain cells? Are you slow?
I like Sue Ellen's comment the best.
But and Lucy says she wants to get married in a month so that will give Ellie time to plan the wedding.
And I was like, what? I was like, what a bitch.
Right. Like, it takes months to plan a wedding. Like, sometimes people I took an entire year to plan mine, and then just to like lay it on your grandma and be like, Grandma, plan me a wedding in 1 month. Like,
She has a garden to tend to, Lucy.
money
She
is
has
no
things going
object.
on.
she's got shit.
She can hire somebody to do it, though.
God.
Oh, that's true. They do
Even
have that
so,
Ewing
like,
money.
Maybe they do have that Ewing money, which Mitch does not approve of. Does not approve. He'll tell us 7 million times about how much he does not approve.
Yes, and she'll have to change her lifestyle, her whatever.
It's-
Yeah. Like,
Sue Ellen.
I'm sorry. Sue Ellen's comment's my favorite because she was implying she was knocked up.
I know.
She said, is there any particular reason you want to get married so
When
quickly?
Lucy says she'll have to change her lifestyle, Lucy's lifestyle will have to change. So I was like, oh, I can't wait to see that.
Right. I mean,
I know.
Mercy.
And JR goes, well, marriage isn't all it's cracked up to be now. Isn't that right, Pam?
Dude, you
That was so
ass, like,
mean.
seriously?
So Pam goes over and congratulates the couple right in front of them just to be like, screw you, JR.
Right. To be the one person. Yeah. And Mitch looks like a deer in headlights through this entire thing. And then he's like, oh shit, what's happening? What? And then JR notices and he like zeroes in on Mitch and then just starts giving Mitch shit, which is like, I think the thing that goads Mitch into doing it, because it's like the more like shit they're giving him, like the more determined then he gets to like prove him wrong.
I will say though, with all of that, Mitch seems like he's being really sweet and like he's kind of excited about
Yeah,
it.
he does actually seem.
Like he doesn't seem like. I mean,
think
he
it's
does
turning
kind of
him on
seem
right now.
Mitch?
Yeah, I
Maybe.
think this.
I don't know. But the thing I do know is that Jock needs a drink.
He needs a tall one. A tall one.
yes.
Yeah,
Now
he needs a drink.
you had made a point of bringing this up before because we were talking about how the scenes were shot outside. If people that aren't familiar, they go down to Texas in the summer, which really drove the cast crazy because it was probably 120 with humidity.
There's no humidity in Texas.
Or what? But it would be so hot that the heels would be sticking in the asphalt in the driveway.
Yes. It's a different kind of hot. It's like an oven.
It's a different kind of hot.
Yeah. And
Not like a sauna.
They film all the outdoor scenes there, and then they go back and they film on the soundstage. And I think what was it you, Mary, that noted that we can tell Jim Davis where he was shooting scenes in Texas earlier, and now inside back on the soundstage.
Yeah, because
and you can see
you can tell that he's wearing a wig in the soundstage ones, and he's really looking sicker. Like you can tell. You can tell that he's not well.
He's not. You can tell he's not well, but he's not looking like death's door or anything like that yet, or anything.
No, he's not. And I think it's honestly just because I already know that
right.
It is progressive, and because of the scenes though were shot at different times. Like you'd be like, oh man, he's not looking great, but then the next scene he looks fine. So I don't know.
Right.
It's just it makes me sad, and I notice it.
Now that we're going back and you're looking for it because you didn't.
Yeah.
Back when it was first run, people weren't,
No.
But you'll notice, I don't want to get into that yet, but
Yeah.
we'll let that happen down the road. Let's just enjoy Jim Davis right now.
We're enjoying all the Jim Davis. Ray is exercising horses.
Yep, on that walker thing right at South Fork. If those of us that have been there, Melanie, you are going there. That's not up for debate.
It's non-negotiable, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's part of your contract with the podcast that you have to go.
Oh, there's a
contract we signed.
There's a contract?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, there is.
Mary.
It's a contract of your blood.
I want to suck your blood. No.
Listen,
Your firstborn.
I have promised my soul and my first 6 kids to so many entities that it's not even funny now. So,
did you sell your soul to Millhouse for $5 on the playground?
possibly.
Millhouse.
I just my closet is full of IOUs, so I really don't know.
Okay.
I'll have to. Yeah,
But
where are we going with this?
we all know where the walker is that Ray was using at South Fork, outside the barn. But you're gonna know when you go down there and see it in person.
Oh, that's right.
Part of your...
Okay, I'm going to South Fork. It's part of my contract. Mary, I will have my people call your people about that contract.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, Jock says to Ray, Lucy hasn't had much luck with the men. That's awkward.
Considering he's talking to one of them.
Well, we've forgotten that at this point. It's no longer canon because he's her uncle. So there's that.
And I yelled out when I was watching it. She couldn't help that the other guy was gay. No. That wasn't her fault. She would have married him. Or they would have gotten married.
Right.
A pansy.
Right. She did.
So she's really only had
a pansy, a crook, and an up-and-coming pauper, as JR said.
I don't think we say pansy.
No, I'm just quoting JR. He said that when he was coming out of the dining room with his warm milk that night.
I'm sure he did.
He did, yeah. And then Lucy retorted, well, it can't be any worse than Sue Ellen did.
Right. Yeah. That was a good comeback.
Yeah.
Jock says that he feels younger since this whole Takapa deal has been going through. And then Ray suggests that maybe he talked to Bobby about taking the money out of, because, he's actually running Ewing Oil. And so maybe he should mention it. And he's just like, it's my money. I started the company, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I think Ray has a point. He's a valid point. That's not your personal bank account.
Yeah, and Jock's, if they don't like it, they know what they can do. Get out.
Shove it. Oh.
Yeah, Jock. I don't think that's.
Says Bobby has a lot Bobby has a lot to learn, but
So then Bobby brings Pam flowers at work, and he apologizes. And then Pam apologizes back. I'm like, don't apologize to this dick. You did nothing wrong.
Those are the ugliest, cheapest, shittiest fucking flowers for a rich man I've ever seen in my life. I was like, if you're trying to apologize, at least bring some expensive flowers.
Right, something. Ugh.
Something.
And then he's like, then he asks her to dinner. I'm like, what? No. You're not. We all know that he's not going to show up. She knows that he's not going to show up, but he's like, no, this time, I'm going to make it. We're going to dinner. Cool story, bro. Then we cut to Ellie taking care of her plants.
I like the transition between the flowers and Ellie with the plants. This as they transition the scenes. Being a video person, I pick up on those types of things. So that's my 2 cents.
Ellie just wants to have a little heart-to-heart with Lucy. Because she does not, she's like, you can marry Mitch any old time. Why don't you wait like a year or two? Why don't you finish college? Why don't you let him finish his whole pre-med situation? Just date, get to know each other. Crazy.
But I understand what she's saying. She could slow it down, but she also says he's a lovely boy. He could be a wonderful husband. She thinks that Lucy's going to distract him. Just let him get married.
Yeah.
Oh, she said you're going to be a burden as a wife.
That's real nice.
Oh, yeah, that was a little harsh. Yeah, I don't stand by that.
Yeah.
I stand by most Miss Ellie things, but that one was a little no.
Because you have to make your own mistakes, and she's going to do it anyway.
Right.
We know that.
Lucy's not going to hear it.
She always does what she wants to do.
Yes, and the more you try to get her to do something, she's going to do the complete opposite.
Right, little boy, don't touch the fire. Don't touch the stove. Don't touch the stove. What's the little boy going to do? He's going to put his hand on the stove and burn it.
Mm-hmm.
She's just naturally rebellious because that's what she has had to do to get attention. But I do like in the scene that she... Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, Ellie said she wants what's best for her. And Lucy says that Mitch is the best for her.
Which he might be.
And she says she loves him and trusts him. She's never said that before.
Right. And she wants to belong to someone because she's never had that. And it's all she's never had her parents there and stuff. And she's literally talking about all the things that we've been talking about since the show's been on about her issues with, not having her parents around and just abandonment issues. And
oh my God, she knew about our podcast all those years ago and what we were going to be talking about.
Yeah. Time's a flat circle. What are you going to do?
Lucy the clairvoyant.
Yeah.
And she says she doesn't care about everything, the abandonment. She cares about all the years to come with him is what she wants.
Yeah. Which is...
I think that's sweet. I know. Kind of a little teary-eyed.
Yeah.
You want to feel sorry for her sometimes, you know?
Yeah. I get it.
I mean, she hasn't had an easy upbringing.
She hasn't.
I mean, she wasn't even at her 18th birthday party.
That's true.
I would die. I would die. Gotta have my birthday
She was
party.
riding around with BJ and the bear.
Oh wait, that's the raper van one, isn't it?
BJ and the bear.
Greg Evigan.
I loved that show. I loved it. So in the next scene, Jock and JR are matchy twins in their outfits.
I did not even notice that. How did I not notice that?
They're dressed almost exactly the same.
I'm losing my touch.
And it's a very brief scene because the whole group splits up and they're leaving the bank and they're going down the escalator, whatever, or the stairs or escalator. JR asks Jock if he's talked to Bobby yet. Jock says no.
He just laughs and says, "No, why would I do that?" All right.
JR is loving it.
Of course he is.
He sees the iceberg on the horizon as the two of them are driving towards it.
Yeah. And then Alex shows up at the store, and we see Liz Craig again.
Barbara Babcock.
Barbara Babcock.
Who also was on Hill Street Blues and Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman.
With her fake Southern
right.
accent.
Yeah, definitely.
It's way too...
Yeah, too much. It'd be like if I did a Southern accent.
I don't know, Mary. You might could.
And now it's not good.
That. No, I mean...
It's probably offensive, even.
When you live or spend a lot of time in a place where people talk like that, you start picking it up and you don't realize it, and it's like, oh geez.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Because I've noticed when I'm around my parents, and especially when I visited them in Maine, the Maine accent came back out big time.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah. I only heard the Michigan accent after I moved to Washington. And now I can hear it very, very
And do you know where
well.
Barbara Babcock is from? She's from Fort Riley, Kansas. So she's not,
Yeah. We looked it up, but like when she was first on, I knew that it was, because I was like, where's that from? And they're like, nowhere.
Oh, so how about this?
Her
Wikipedia
imagination.
says that she spent a lot of time in Tokyo because her dad was stationed there, and she learned to speak Japanese before she spoke English.
you're reading the same page I'm reading.
Yep. And she went to school in Switzerland.
Well, I was about to say that's not a Japanese accent.
Yeah, I don't think that's Japanese accent either. No. Alex loves approves. And he wants to take them to lunch. And I feel like he's just staring at Pam when he's like, I'd like to take you both to lunch. I'm like, I bet you would.
Yeah, he was. I think he realized what he was about to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sure would. You like to bed them both.
Lunch, is that what they're calling it?
Yeah. That's what the kids call it these days.
Yeah. So that's a quick scene. So he takes them off to lunch, and then we cut to Les telling Bobby that Jock was in earlier and took out $10 million for a deal with Punk Anderson and Fat Powers.
Cash reserves.
I can only say that Bobby looks aghast at this news.
That leaves $5 million in the cash till.
Oh God, only $5 million in 1981.
Only
Whatever.
$5 million. $5 million, you guys.
They talk about
We
this
should start
money
a
like
Kickstarter.
they talk about this money. They talk about this money like we're talking about like $5 and $10 around here to us.
But JR tips $200,000 a year. Remember?
That's
Yeah,
right.
and
That's right.
And do you know how much money? Do you know how much money they added up that he would have lost
$2
for
billion.
Ewing Oil? Yes.
It's like Larry and his 2 bathrooms joke. You never forget them.
I love whenever Bobby picks up the intercom and says, Connie, I'm going to Cattleman's Club and I don't know when I'll be back.
Yeah, he's so mad.
Because he's so mad. I was like,
He's-
tell him.
he's
tell
mad-
him,
he's
I'm gonna
mad
go up there
because
and beat
he-
my dad.
He finds out that JR knew about the deal this whole time.
Bobby,
Right.
come on.
And it's like,
Come on, Bobby.
this is a shock. Of course he did. He knows everything that's going on. His problem is that he underestimates JR all the time. Like, just stop doing that.
can't.
You've known him
Right.
your entire life.
Every time.
Stop being dumb.
Why would you expect anything different
Yeah.
from him? From JR, Bobby.
Wait. Oh, God. Yep.
Same thing with Sue Ellen.
But
Why do they always
Bobby
trust
leaves
him again?
and Les is just left sitting in the office by himself.
The narcissist and love bombing. Whether,
So what does Les do? Is he going to go
I
over and
know.
make himself a drink and then leave? I would make
I
myself a
I
drink
would,
before I
because
left.
Bobby drinks
I
scotch.
might
He's
even-
probably got some good scotch over there.
I might even have 2 or 3.
He gets paid by the
before I
hour.
leave.
hope you're
Yeah.
calling a cab on your way
Might
out,
as well.
buddy.
Okay, you're a cab.
There's some in your Yeti cup. I just got that. Okay, sorry. That was kind of funny. That was kind of funny. I'm going to give him that one. That was kind of funny.
One.
So then they go to the Cattleman's
Okay,
Club.
sorry, go.
And they're celebrating. And by they, I mean Du Bois are celebrating.
Jock's getting ready to tie one on. He wants to
The
tie
boys
one on.
in the club.
Uh-huh.
The Cattleman's Club.
And then this is that famous speech.
This is very famous. So
Oh, I
JR,
love it.
Bobby comes in and he's all pissed and he's asking JR, like, you knew this about Daddy taking out 10 million, blah, 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 and you didn't tell me? And he says, JR, don't discuss my business with you or anyone else.
And he tells John,
Oh, okay.
Bobby
I have it
says,
written down too.
you were obliged to tell me if you were taking money. Obliged! Obliged!
Obliged.
It is a
I
standoff.
was.
And then
good old
Bobby
Texas
starts
standoff.
whining, like, you gave me power. You gave me the power at Ewing Oil, Dad. Come on. And then that really pisses off Jock. And what does he say, Josh?
Says, if I gave you power, you got nothing. Real power is something you take. Nobody gives you real power.
And he gets in his face, too.
JR is so happy he's almost crying. right now.
He's just in there smiling. Like that scene was like, he's like, mama.
Yeah.
Bobby's not going to forget
so
that.
like-
Storms off, and JR's like, miss, another
Yeah.
round of drinks for the table, please?
I was like, wow.
Yeah. Because now JR's got some celebrating to do because the two ships have
Heck
collided
yeah.
in the ocean.
Yes, they have. And then Alex is with Pam, and he's just like, have you ever wanted to be a designer, Pam?
He's such a
You're so
douchebag.
talented." Like, he's just flirting with her.
Oh,
like, you should be a
God.
designer.
Have you
Oh.
ever wanted
And
to
she
model?
is eating that
you
shit
could model.
Right. Are you a model?
Alex, excuse me. You have a single woman to
Yeah.
your right, okay?
Stupid.
You are
Who's just
turned-
sitting there like, hi,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Your head is over here. There's a married woman.
This way.
Turn this way.
Some just don't care.
Hello, Alex. Have you met Liz Craig? This is Liz Craig. She's single. Okay. She's single because she has a fake Southern accent. Okay.
And he's all like, I wanted to be a painter. And she's like, well, why didn't you? And he's like, because that's lousy.
And I
love my
literally
job.
started laughing. He's
love
like, I'm
my
going to be a
job.
painter. Like, all I could think of was just, what a douchebag. Like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're doing that, and Bobby's canceling meetings with Jordan Lee, rescheduling for tomorrow at 4, and then tells Connie to hold all his calls.
So he can sit in a chair and sulk.
Connie's going to hold him. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. And then we got to JR buying Swell and jewelry.
She's like, thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. Thank you, darling. Can you say thank you, darling, one more fucking
Which-
time? Can you say it one more time? Sorry.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is he up to? What is it? Because this just seems really suspect to me. Like, what did he do wrong? What is he pre-making up for? Because something's going on.
Or is he just overly excited because Jock and Bobby had a blow up, and he's just like bouncing off the wall.
Maybe that. Okay, I didn't even think of that. He's just like, yeah. I'm just not used to him being nice to Sue Ellen.
He's
Because
he's celebrating because
weird.
He's celebrating because he caused a collision between two other family members.
Of course, he loves that.
That's right. So Bobby
Bobby's
tells Connie.
contemplating.
Oh yeah, and then he's telling Connie about what Jock did with the money.
Which is none of her business.
How would you describe Connie's dress here? Was it like a peach or a Melba or a?
I didn't really look. I'm being bad about my fashions right now.
I didn't.
It just had a.
Yeah, I didn't write anything down.
Yeah, it just had this like pink peach Melba color type of a thing going on. I'm sitting like she looks like a bowl of peach Melba. Okay.
She's trying.
Yeah.
To look like a bowl of peach mamba.
So
So
Bobby.
he's spilling his guts.
Yeah.
Confiding. She's loving it.
So he has two options. He can tell Brady York he has to come up with the extra $2 per barrel, or he can choose the Westar option, who will guarantee him the $2 above market value.
Uh-huh.
So Bobby thinks he wants this deal badly because he wants to get back in good with the cartel, but his moral values or sense of honesty and friendship are colliding with what he needs to do for business. And he wants to get back in good with the cartel to please Jock, who he just had a blow up with at the Cattlemen's Club. Mm-hmm. And he tells Connie to cancel all his plans because he's going to work with Tom Selby all through the night. I think Tom Selby is becoming more of a wife than Pam is at this point.
Tom Selby.
And I'm like, you have plans with Pam, you idiot. Why can't you ever remember that?
Well, it's kind of, he doesn't care because it was at the beginning when he canceled the lunch. She said, Connie said, what about your lunch with Pam? He goes, oh, I'll take care of Pam. Fuck off. You made plans. I made plans to be there. You're a dick.
Right.
I hate that.
Yeah.
So JR and Sue Ellen come out of the jewelry store all happy, and then they run into Donna.
Wasn't that
and
an odd
Cliff.
scene? But the whole thing, like,
That
why
was
did they even
awkward.
put it in
It's kinda
there?
weird.
Just to give
Awkward
him like
and
a
odd.
minute in the show? It was the weirdest scene I've ever seen.
I think it's trying to. I think it's trying to show the weird thing. I think it's trying to bring up the Cliff and Sue Ellen thing again. Maybe to bring that to the forefront of our memory.
They're on good terms right now. He just walked out of this jewelry store buying her some bling, and she's like, oh, and then it's like, oh yeah, my poor man. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, her ex is right there with his new woman.
And JR does not like the idea of Donna and Cliff together, and
Sue Ellen's like,
Sue Ellen says, "Oh, well, you're not going to let
But she said
last.
it won't last long. And he said, "Why?" Because you won't let it. my big man. I was like, ugh.
Ugh, gross.
And it's so funny because I don't know if anybody ever realizes the contrast, about JR wanting to break up Cliff and anybody. Sue Ellen was different.
Yeah, but he didn't want him to be happy at all.
Yeah.
No. Sue Ellen was different though.
Yeah.
That was that one was not
It's your wife.
that was on purpose. That was a little more
yeah.
I know he was all
was
blah blah Ewing possession, but he was still
Donna,
that's my woman. Fuck you.
but Donna has political clout.
That's why he doesn't want them together.
Right. Because Cliff with anyone with any political clout is a bad thing for JR and the Ewings.
Yeah.
I think when it came
to
down
worry about him more.
He wants to step on it and stamp it out.
Yeah.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
You sure all you had was Mitch tonight, girl?
We got to Pam at the store, and Alex interrupts her phone call.
Rude.
She's talking to
he's such
Jerry,
a nice man.
Jerry, the photographer, is a very happy person right now because his picture was picked for the cover of the magazine. Isn't that special?
So special. And he's like, you should have dinner with me.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I would love to, but I can't because I'm having dinner with my husband.
Is that what they're calling it? Dinner.
Pam, guess again. Guess again. This is Bobby the dickhead right now. So guess again.
Right. And Alex even calls it. He was like, well, yeah, if he keeps the date. Because Alex knows. We know. Everybody knows but Pam. And then she's like, no. This time we were totally going to dinner. And he calls and immediately cancels.
Let's hear it
and
again.
Pam can't even.
Let's hear it again, Mary.
Oh, fuck you, Bobby. Yeah, I'm meaning it because Pam can't even and I can't even. Ugh. Go, and I'm just like, go to dinner with Alex. Go, do it. I want her to go because, ugh.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
So she does. She calls him and says she'll be ready in 5 minutes. So we got to breakfast at the pool. Lucy is still asleep. And JR is taking bets on how long it's going to last.
Jock says, I'm going to have a talk with her. Jock, what are you going to have a talk with Lucy about? She's asleep. She's over 18.
There's no talkie anymore.
No.
Yeah.
He's so old-fashioned and fuddy-duddy and just it makes me wonder what happened between being the rough and tumble wildcatter to becoming this curmudgeonly old man that's doesn't understand anything about the younger culture.
Yeah.
He's just like...
We'd call him a boomer these days, but he's not. He's before the boomer.
Yeah. Swellen goes, well, it's a little late for that since Lucy is going to be married. And JR goes, well, you want to take a bet on whether or not that will happen? Ellie says enough of that. And apparently Jock's going to a cattle auction and meeting with Pat Powers and Punk Anderson.
Pat Powers. I feel like an extra emphasis on the...
So then Ellie asks about the meeting with Punk, and it gets tense.
Yeah, it does get a little tense. But JR does detect a chill in the air between the whole Bobby, Pam, Jock thing. And
I also think JR lives in constant paranoia. But he's not wrong here.
Right.
So then going to the car, Pam tells Bobby that she went to dinner with Alex.
Because she's pissed. And then Bobby laughs it off. He's like, I don't know if I should be upset or pleased or jealous. You should be jealous, Bobby. You should be jealous.
Yeah, because this guy is going after your girl. Hard. Right. He's going after her hard.
And
Pay attention. Pay attention.
What
She
happens?
tells
She's
him not to
mad.
make any rash promises that he can't keep.
She's mad. She's vulnerable. Some guy is paying attention to her, and I know how much she loves Bobby. But if she's feeling neglected,
Right.
you're not
Neglected after everything that just happened to her.
horrible.
If you're not
things.
getting the attention and loving at home, you're going to go looking for it where you can find it. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
And then he replies to that being like, saying he won't be home for dinner. So,
Because he has a
boom,
meeting
mic
with
drop,
Les.
Pam out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like a damn JR line right there. She's showing him what for.
Won't be home for dinner.
And then we should
Hey,
drink.
what's her name? No. If that was JR, it would be what's her name?
And then we had a drink because she speeds away with a unnecessary squeal. And then Bobby pouts.
I mean, to be honest, I do that in my CRV accidentally sometimes. So if I had a Porsche, I'd do it too, all the damn time.
And since this is the last on location episode, that unless they're using stock footage, that will be the end of the tire squealing.
Ah.
Now here's my
No,
question.
there's one in the next episode. Because I've already taken notes on the next
Alright.
episode.
Well, there's my question.
Stock footage, maybe?
Was it Victoria?
Probably stock footage.
Was it Victoria peeling out, or was it somebody else in the car?
We won't go. Don't go there right now.
Okay.
Why not?
Spoilers.
Oh,
I can't remember.
Okay.
I meant in this episode.
Oh,
Oh,
and
no,
this one is Victoria, yeah.
Okay, because I didn't know if they had like stunt people doing that or whatever, but it was like if they told her to
Oh,
get in the
oh,
car.
I don't know if it's Victoria for sure.
I was like, if they told her to get in the car and peel out, I'd be like, oh yeah, hell yeah, man, yeah.
I think it was because she's pissed. She gets in the car. She squeals away
So Jock runs into Ray while he's out for a walk.
and chewing on a straw,
Yep.
piece of straw.
Because Ray pulls up a couple
that
feet,
strikes me
and this
funny.
is another outdoor scene. So Jim is looking normal.
He's looking
again.
good.
Yeah. And they discuss
He's
how
upset that because he's saying that Bobby's changed and not for the better.
I mean,
he's got a point.
yeah, but did you guys even
No, he
guide
totally
him?
does.
Or did you like make a bunch of really bad decisions and undo underhanded shit, and then like Bobby felt like he had to come in and make it right, but kind of made it worse at the same time?
Yeah, I mean he's not on an even playing field. Like I will give Bobby that. He just doesn't have to be such a dick to everybody else because of it.
True.
But either way, Jock is regretting letting him in.
And all this because he wants Ellie to be happy and
Yeah.
not worry about Bobby and Pam hitting the road to California.
So then Pam arrives to see a room full of flowers, like so many flowers. It's like a funeral home.
Everboard.
That's so
I know.
corny.
I watched it and I was like, who died?
Especially from
I
somebody
know, it's
that's
ridiculous,
just a damn colleague. That's just like immediate red flag. What the fuck?
right? Yes.
It's a red
seriously,
flag.
Right. Yeah. Because Pam immediately thinks it's Bobby. Like, oh, he feels really bad.
Wait,
Okay,
did you call her
he sent
Bam?
me $5 million. I did.
I love it.
Pam.
Bam.
Pam. Bam.
And Liz Craig says,
Yeah.
Bam.
Liz goes, what are you going to do?
Send
I was
them
like-
back. Call the florist and be like,
Right, because-
get these the fuck out of here.
Yes.
Because he's asking her to meet him again and like meet him, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I think.
Say no more, say no more.
Dun dun dun. So then we don't know what she decides. And we immediately cut to Brady can't handle the price raise of the oil that Bobby
Yeah.
wants to do.
Poor buddy. Brady.
Poor buddy Brady.
Connie says, just take the deal with Jeremy because business is business. And Bobby says, you're sounding a lot like JR.
I'm agreeing with Connie.
Bobby says, you sound like JR there.
Maybe
Fighting words.
maybe Brady can get the money from Pat Powell's.
Pat Powers.
Pep Powers.
Pat Powell's.
Pat Powers has a pretty penny behind him.
This call.
But Bobby's all like, no, I have to do this honestly. And I just wrote, what the fuck, dude? Get it together.
Man,
Pull yourself together. So Pam goes. She decided, yes, she met with Alex. And she is dressed super fancy.
It's an empty restaurant.
Just looks
that
like
he
$1
has
million.
For the next 2 hours, an empty restaurant that Alex rented.
Not only the restaurant, she has like a chamber quartet of musicians. He has there, like, he's spared no
Double red
expense.
flag.
And this is El Sorrente at 7 p.m.
I've closed the restaurant for 2 hours so I could try to get your vagina.
And she's like, I'm getting used to this attention. That's not good. Yeah, it's probably not good, Pam.
Mm-mm.
They're
And then he, like,
they're dancing, and they didn't even touch their cake for dessert that was sitting at the table.
and you know that's some good cake.
If
He
it's
fucked the cake.
an
Do you see how she's
Italian,
dancing with him?
if it's an Italian restaurant, you gotta think that they're gonna have high quality dessert.
This
Yes,
she
but
has
she's
to be
touching his dessert.
Yeah, I think there's a definite, like, huge attraction and chemistry both ways with this one, because she goes from 0 to 100, where they are dancing close.
She's vulnerable.
Close.
Oh god, she's vulnerable and she's not thinking, and he's totally taking advantage
And
of that.
then,
It's
and then
almost
they kiss.
it's
They
almost
totally start kissing.
it's almost reminiscent of when Pam had gone away on the business trip, and Francine Tacker's Jenna was in town, and he had that scene
Yes.
with her.
Okay.
It is the flip-flop
Yes, but-
of that.
But the
In a way.
difference with that is that the chemistry, like, that made more sense in a way,
Yes.
because, like,
They had history.
dated for, like, their whole childhood. They had a huge history, and they
Yeah,
obviously had a thing.
So this is just a random
instant.
schmuck.
Yeah, this
Right,
is a schmuck who,
The guy's been there for what, 2 days?
yeah, something like that. And she's all kissing on him already.
Ugh.
I put, what the fuck? They even dance. Think that's a little overboard. Pam should be ashamed. And then I put, too close. Then they kissed.
She can't. She leaves. End of episode. Boom. Dropped.
And
drop it.
she got dressed up fancy too.
She did. Yeah, she knew what
Hair
she was
and
going
all.
there for. She knew.
Oh yeah.
She walked in.
She's going to shake her.
knowing.
She was
Go to
going
check
for
her
some
moneymaker.
Italian sausage.
Come home with me, Pam.
Yes.
I know you want to.
Yeah, he was straight on, like, let's just get out of here. Let's do it on the table, even, basically.
Yeah. She runs
She was
off.
going for
She's
some
like,
Italian sausage because she couldn't get the barbecue ribs at home.
And he wanted some peach pie.
Because he certainly didn't have the cake because he was saving his room for pie for dessert.
Some peach pie. So I give this episode 4.5 bourbons and a funeral home worth of flowers.
And a what?
Funeral home full of flowers. There's a lot of F's.
Try saying that
Funeral
5 times.
home full of flowers.
All right. Well, then you kind of stole mine. So I had two alternates.
Okay.
I give this one a 4.0 just because I'm like, it revolved too much on Pam and that gay for guy, the douchebag. So, and I give it a drive-by rejection with a fucking honk, broken toes, and a skirt. There you go.
Oh. And I would have gone something lower like a 4, but the whole if I gave you power, then you got nothing, boy speech.
It's a classic. Yeah.
Threw that up to a 4 or 5, and I'm going to give with $5 million in cash reserves.
I'm gonna split the difference and do 4.25 and a deal with Powers.
Powers.
That's so funny. That was my other one, and my other one was a foot up Bobby's ass. And my last one was given.
Save
We
them,
have
girl.
episodes to come for that.
Save them.
But this one's funny. Giving Miss Ellie a month to plan Lucy's wedding.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. Check us out on Patreon, which is patreon.com/Ewing BBQ. Also check us out on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Yeah.
All right. Well, it's been a great night,
Yeah.
and can't wait till next
See you
week.
next time. Okay. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Real power is something you relinquish.
Relinquish. Sipper D.
I just came up with that at the top of the hour.
Next on Dallas.
Sorry we're late. I want you all to meet Mitch's mom. This is Mrs. Cooper and his sister Afton.
Hello.
Well, we're not going to have to buy anything for a few years.
Marrying Lucy means I've got to be tied into the Ewing family and all this money. And I'm not so sure I want that either.
One of us is slipping, and I don't think it's me. No one's ever made love to me out of pity, and it's not going to start now.
JR, you helped to make this deal work, and I won't forget you when and if you're running Ewing Oil again.
Oh, I'll be back running Ewing Oil real soon.